Well, computer-generated imagery or CGI is a principal concept that has to be understood in order to work with the case and understand it. It has its origin in the early 80s when it was used to fully make a movie like Tron, and after that in the early 90s to produce the animation movies. The definition is that is the usage of computer graphics for special effects in movies, printed and electronic media. But it not only covers that, it can also be used in other areas of the human life. The visual scenes may be dynamics or static, and may be 2D, but the term CGI is most commonly used in 3D graphics to create a sense of special effects, like the one of The Hobbit and most of the movies that are seen nowadays. Some of the applications are the application tools involved in CGI manipulate the environment and produce photorealistic images, which might be useful for the electronic and printed media. It is related to the visual effects in the movies and that the application tools can produce photorealistic images in order to, for example, create medical visualizations of the human body and prototype rendering of certain products that are going to be launched. This is important to know because most of the people think that CGI is only for media or visual effects, but it can also have other applications in the life. Some of the advantages and disadvantages are that, for example, an advantage is that it can reduce costs, not only compared to the stop motion and drawing animation that takes more time, and due to that, it can speed up the animation process, but it is also related to the fact that it needs less people to produce some essence or parts of the movie that can cost a lot. But the disadvantages are that it needs some specific hardware that could be used to abstract and analyze data of the movements, for example, and the real life performance could not translate as expected to the model. In other words, it cannot sometimes simulate exactly how the real life performance is to the model. Okay, most of the time it uses a process called graphics Bumpline that is basically rendering the object. It passes through three stages. The first one is object modeling. It can be desolate or making the model, and object motion that is giving it more how it should perform, and rendering and display that it is basically the last part that is going to make it look real. And that's all.